Good morning everyone. So we are going to start the joins. So let me connect to the SQL server. So today we are going to see what is the meaning of join. Before joining, how the data will be there in the tables, and then what is the usage, exact usage of the join operation. Why we need to join two tables or three tables or four tables. After joining the two tables, how the results will be displayed. All that we can see that in today's session. Yeah, just a minute guys, it is opening up. That SQL server is connecting now. Connecting to SQL server. Okay, so now I connected to SQL server, and let me open join notes. So we are going to see that guys. So let's take, these are the two tables, T1 and T2. These are the two, and when we are going to combine these two tables data guys by using union operator, union all, intersect, except. Combining the data is different and join the data is different guys. Combining, joining and merging, these are the three terms we are going to use. That combining the data, when we say combining the data, all these results will be go and appear as a single data set, and like this. You see that these are the three records from table T1 and these are the three records from some other table. Okay. Let me say this is, I don't know why I said 10, 11, 12, it should be 1, 2, 3. Okay, so these are the records. So this is the meaning of combining the data sets. And here we see, when I say joining the data, see this record is gone join with this record, and this record is joining with this record, and this record is joined with this record. Okay, or else this record is joined with this record. See, just assume guys, later we will discuss the joining, how these two records are joined, how these two records are joined, we will discuss it later. But let's understand the meaning of join. So when we say joining the data means one record will go and join with one record, or else two records, or else three records. So joining the data means side by side, the data will be arranged side by side like this. And these are the three columns values from table T1, and these are the three columns from table T2, like this. This is the meaning of joining the data. And later session, merge the data. Merging also will come, and we will discuss about that, merging the data, how to merge the data, all that. So this is what guys, combining the data, we already seen that in the last session, and joining the data. So joining the data means two tables data we are going to join side by side like this. Okay, these are the columns from table T1 and these are the columns from table T2. Guys, in the last session we remember we created foreign key constraints, right? And you see that this is employee table, and this is what the DEPT ID column. Whatever values we are going to put in this column, that value should be available in its reference table and a reference column. That is the DEPT table and a DID column. This is what we discussed as part of foreign key constraints. What about nulls? If nulls are there, so we can ignore these nulls. That means we don't bother about these records because they are not belongs to any department. Nulls are there, just ignore the nulls. So now here guys, in this case, you tell me how many people are there in HR department? HR department, how many employees are there in HR department? So now here I am going to follow a way to identify this, how many people are there in a HR department. What is the HR department ID guys? 1002. HR department ID is 1002. 1002 means how many people are there in 1002? Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 people are there in 1002 department. 10 employees are there in 1002 department. Then I can say this HR department, how many employees are there in HR department? 10 employees are there. So that means this record is going to match with the 10 employees here, because their DID, department IDs are matching. Their department IDs are matching. Here this is DID from DEPT table, DEPT ID column from employee table. Those values are matching. So 1002 is matching with how many records, guys? Here 10 records. So this record is matched with the 10 employees here. So we can simply say that this record is going to join with these 10 records. Whichever records it is having matches, it will simply join with those records. Okay, this is all fine. This is all fine. Let's see here. This is the employee table. So whatever values we are going to keep it in this DEPT table, all these values should be available in a DEPT table DID column. This is what we discussed as part of foreign key constraints. So in this case, employee table will be child table and DEPT table will be parent table. Right, guys? So now here, okay, let's again we'll see that how many people are there in the department 1003, guys. How many people? Here let's count in a bench department. What is the ID? 1003. And let's see that this 1003 is having how many matches here? 1. Same 1003, it is matching here 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So that means 4 employees are matching this 1003. There are 4 employees are there in a bench department. That means this record is going to match with the 4 employees here. So that means this record will join with the 4 records. This the department, the record in a DEPT table, the record is a bench. The DID value is 1003 is going to join with the 4 records because it is having 4 matches. And 1002 pool, 1004, guys, the department ID 1004. How many matches are here? Only 1 match here it is. This record only matching, yeah, only 1 record is matching, 1002. So this pool department is having only 1 match. So this record will join with the only this record. That's it. And 1005, 1006 and 1007, these 3 departments are not having any employees because 1005, 1006 and 1007 is not there. So these 3 records are not matched with any of these employees. So these 3 are not going to join with any of these records. Not going to join, guys. Because there are no matches. 1005, 1006, 1007, these 3 departments are not having any matches here. And 1008, only 1 employee is matching, that is Ginny. So this is what 1008. So this record, H-Manage is the department, that the H-Manage department will join with the Ginny. So this is what, guys, joining. When we are joining 2 tables, DEPT table and employee table, we have to specify based on which columns we are going to join the data. We have to specify, take the DID column from DEPT table, take the DEPT ID column from employee table. Take these 2 columns. Wherever these column values are matching, join those records. If not matching, simply ignore that. That's it. See, these employees are not matching with any department, so it will ignore. Just ignore. Guys, see here, in this case, we are going to join 2 tables where those 2 tables, one table is a parent table, another table is child table. Those tables should be in the relationships, guys. Otherwise, we can't join. That means, let's see this. Let's assume, guys, for suppose I don't have this column, guys, DEPT ID column. I don't have this column. Can you join this DEPT table and employee table? How can I join? I can't join. No, we can't join because there is no relationship now. How can we say that employee table is child table now? There is no kind of any kind of relationship between DEPT and employee table now because I dropped that column, that DEPT ID column is not there anymore. In this case, that there is no relationship between employee and DEPT table. So in this case, we can't join these 2 tables, guys. Guys, we always make sure to join 2 tables. We always make sure to join 2 tables which are in a relationship. Even those are not in relationship also we can join, but that will give some bad results. You can join, still we can join 2 tables which are not in relationship, but that is not good thing, guys. That is not at all, that is not going to give you the right data all the time. Okay, see now here, see this is what it is joining, guys. You see that these are the records are joined now finally. So 1002 HR, this is matching with the 10 employees, all these 10 employees, it is joined. See that, guys, how it is joined. the record HR department is joined with the 10 employees. Wherever it is matching, it is joined with all those 10 employees. Let's count how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, all these 10 employees are matched. See, their department ID is the same. DID, it is matching. So it is joined like this. And these are the columns. These are the first 4 columns, guys. DID, DNAME, HOD and LOC. These are the 4 columns from DEPT table, and these columns highlighted with the blue color, those are from employee table. And you see that similar way the bench department is also joined with the 4 records because it is matching with the 4 employees. So it is joined with the 4 records. And the pool department is matched with only 1 employee, so it is joined with that record. And H manage department is matched with only 1 employee, that is joined with that record. This is how it is going to happening, guys. Join operations. Join means the data from between 2 tables. The data from 2 tables or 3 tables also we can join. We'll discuss it later. 3 tables, 4 tables, 5 tables also we can join. That depends on the requirements. We'll do that. Okay. Okay, this is fine. See now here. Yeah, let's go back to that SQL query, guys. So how to join? How to perform join between DEPT table and employee table? You see that now these are the 2 guys. These are the 2 SQL queries, DEPT table and employee table. Let me connect it to our database. And when we execute it, this is the department table and this is employee table. So what I'm going to do that I am going to join these 2 tables based on DED column and DEPT ID column. So how we are going to joining, guys? So there are some rules, guys. I'm not going to directly write the join command, statement with the join keyword. No, there is there is a way to do this. There is an order in this, right? I don't want to do this directly. Okay. So now here write a query to display the employee name, their department ID. So now let's see this, guys. The requirement here is I want to write a SQL query to display the employee name and their department name. Not the department name, department ID. So now here what you want to display that employee name and the department ID. These 2 details are there in the employee table, guys. So in the employee table you see that employee name is there and also department ID is also there. So this whatever the data I want to display that is available in the single table. So I can simply say that take the data from employee table and finally display these 2 columns, FNAME column and the DEPT ID column. So that's it. So because whatever data I wanted to display, that data is available in a single table. That data is available in a single table. So I can display that. But here you see that next requirement, write a query to display the employee name and their department name. But here I need to display department name. Employee name is there in employee table. Department name is there in a DEPT table. These 2 details are there in 2 different tables. So this is the case we need to join those 2 tables, guys. Employee name and the department name. For which department he belongs to, that I want to display that department name. So guys, you see that in this case, in my requirement, I need to display the data from 2 tables. 1 column from employee table and 1 column from DEPT table. And the employee table, FNAME column, from DEPT table, DNAME column, department name. See that? So in this case, we have to use the joins, guys. So the reason why we are using the joins, one of the reason is when we need to display the data from multiple tables. In my output I want to see some columns from one table, some columns from another table and some columns from some different table. Then in that case we need to join all those tables, whichever tables we need to display the data, we need to join those tables, guys. So now that is what here it is. So now we need to join 1 column from employee table and 1 column from DEPT table. So these are the 2 I identified finally. These are the 2 tables I have, those columns. Specify the table names in the from class by using join keyword. And identify the conditions. Are there any conditions in this requirement? There is no condition, so nothing is there to specify where class. No need to specify where class. And third one is identify the columns which needs to display the data. Employee table, FNAME column, DEPT table, DNAME column. And we need to specify these 2 columns in the select class. Okay, guys. So now we are going to see that how to join these 2 tables, guys. So take the data from DEPT table, join employee table, on from a DEPT table take a DID column is equal to employee table take DEPT ID column. See, now here we are joining these two tables based on these two key columns, guys, DID column and DEPT ID column. Wherever the values in these two columns are matching, it will join those records. The meaning here is, guys, the values in these two columns, wherever it is having matching values, those records will join automatically. And after that I am going to display from employee table take FName column, from a DEPT table display DName column. That's it. After join the data, it will display only these two columns. This is what we are seeing, guys. This is what we are seeing. So now let's have something, guys, here. But anyway I written that employee table and DEPT table. But here there is some recommendations are there and some terminologies are there, and let's see this, guys. So we written that SQL query like this: take the data from employee table, join DEPT based on these two key columns, DEPT and DID. So now here in this query, what table we have mentioned left side? That table is we are going to call it as outer table, and the right side table, that is DEPT right now. The right side table we are going to calling it as inner table. But there is one recommendation, guys, from the SQL perspective. Always use between employee and DEPT table, which is the parent table, guys, between these two tables. DEPT is the parent table. So I always prefer to use a DEPT table, parent tables. So always try to keep the parent table as outer table. That means we need to put this DEPT in the left side and employee in the right side. That is the recommendation, guys. That is recommendation to improve some performance. But still, even though if you put the employee table this side and the DEPT table in the right side, so that's no harm. It will work and it will give the right data. But when you switch the table names, so I am going to put a DEPT in the first place and join employee, no harm. It will give same results. But this is a recommended. Always put a here first place. Always put a parent table, and the right side we are going to put a child table, guys. So now here let's understand. So now these two tables are joined as part of from plus, and then once join is done, and then from the join results it is going to take only these two columns. Let's see this, guys, what columns it is going to display, that how that join results will come. You see that now. This is all the join results, guys. So now here we are seeing this 1002 is having lot of employees are having 1002, guys. I think I need to update this one. Just give me a minute. I have written the queries for this, guys, to update these employees, all that somewhere. Yeah, just give me a minute. I have these SQL queries. I consolidated all SQL queries in this sheet. I am going to update because it is good. Some employees are belongs to some different departments. Then we can at least salaries. I modified salaries, but not employee IDs. Yeah, let me update salaries at least, because sorry, guys. That salary is already updated. Because most of the employees are belongs to same department, guys. 1002 HR department, and in a bench department there is only 2 people. H manage only 3 people. So I need to change this actually. Yeah. So a lot of people are there in HR only, but that's fine. So so now we need to understand this one, guys. Okay. So now here, so how it is joining, guys? Wherever that DIDs are matching with the department IDs, only those records are joined. You see, check it out. This DID and this department IDs are matching. Wherever it is matching, those records only it will join. That's it. So let's see this, guys. So these are the 4 columns from DEPT table, because I know that these are the 4 columns from DEPT table, and these are the columns from employee table. So first, which columns will display that, guys? Always outer table. Outer table columns will take place first, and then the inner table columns will display next. Okay, but you can also specify by using this. So first I want to display employee table columns and then DEPT table columns. So we can specify that like this: all columns from employee table and all columns from DEPT table. Let's execute this one. It will give first place, it will show that this is all employee column, these are all employee columns, guys, and these columns DID LOC, from DID to LOC, this is all DEPT table, DEPT columns. So here write a query to display the college names and their department names, college names and their department names. So we have the two tables, guys, colleges and the colleges DEPT table. We have the two tables. Let's see that. Select star from colleges, and we have other table, colleges DEPT. These are the two tables, guys, and we are going to check it out what data is there in these two tables. I am going to join these two tables. So which one is a parent table, guys? Colleges is the parent table, because these IDs we are going to use it in this table. So this the bottom table will be child table, obviously. So this is the parent table. The first table, colleges, is the parent table. Colleges underscore DEPT is the child table. So in this case we are going to take the data from these two tables. So first I am going to specify parent table join colleges underscore DEPT. So these are the two tables we are joining based on two columns, guys. Whenever we are joining, we have to specify those two columns. From a colleges table, take a CID column and colleges underscore. We have to specify this, guys. It's a mandatory. Under CID column, based on these two columns, wherever these values are matching. Let's say this 5000 is matching with the 5 records here, right? And these 5 records will simply join with this record AMR ID. That's it. And 5001, how many records matching, going to match? So this is all 5001. It is also similar to 5 records, it will match. So this is what, guys, and now we are going to see this. Select star, display all the columns after it is match, after it is join, match and join. Wherever it is found matches, it will join. You see. So this AMR ID is joined with these 5 records. Okay, that's it. So this is what, guys, and from this we can display only the required details. So C name column from colleges table and the D name column from colleges DEPT table. Let's execute. So now finally we are displaying only 2 columns from this, guys. So this is how we are going to perform the join operations. So this is fine, and now again we are going to join 2 other tables. So write a query to display the product name and the total price. So now here all products are there in a product table. So this product table contains all the products and their price is there in a product price table. See this, guys. So for this product shoes, what is the price? Product ID 1, product ID 1, PID 1. So this is what the price. Product ID 2. What is the product ID 2? Laptops, Dell laptops. What is the price? This one. What is the CPU laptop? CPU price? This one. And what is the book price? This one. See, wherever these product IDs are there, this is what their prices. Okay. And we are going to join these 2 tables based on this. While joining, after joining, I want to display product name and the total price. How did you get the total price? What is the meaning of total price? The total price is the sum of base price plus tax plus transport charges. All these 3 values, the sum of these 3 values is nothing but total price. I want to display that total price. So first let's join these 2 tables, guys. How we can join? This is a product table and product price. So now here product table is the parent table, product price is the child table. Okay. So now similar way we are joining, but I am going to use alias names, guys. In this case I am going to use alias case. Let's start using alias names. We can use alias names. That's alias names are optional, but that is good practice. Let's take the data from product table and I am going to give alias name as a P. Okay, that's I think the same thing. Yeah, same thing I given for this P. Yeah. Product is a P, and I am going to join this table with the product price. capital letter, small letter, it doesn't matter guys, and I am going to say this is alias name PP, and based on these two columns these two tables we are going to join based on two columns from the table P. Table P means that is a product table. I am going to use the column product ID, and the same table PP. PP means a product price. I am going to use the column name PID. So based on these two columns, see that now here guys, a product ID column from product table, PID column from product price table. Based on these two columns, we are going to joining the data. Okay. Wherever these IDs are matching, it will join those data. So now here that is fine. So here we are going to display finally from the, okay, let's display all the data and then we can see that. So let's execute. So now this is what it is matched guys. But here I want to display only product name and a total price, not all this total price. So now here in this case, what we can do that. Okay. From a product table, that is what P, display that product name, and a PP table display the base price, comma pp dot tax, comma pp dot transport charges. This is what guys the SQL query is displaying only the required columns. But here I want to display total charges are not these three columns. I want to see sum of base price plus tax plus transport charges. That's what we are going to display here. This is all the individual prices, and total price is a base pp dot base price plus pp dot tax plus pp transport charges as alias name total price. This is what we are going to display that here guys. Let's execute this one. It will display that. This is what the product name. This is the three different charges, base price, tax, transport charges, all this together is total price is 128. So this is how we are going to display that guys. So now in this case I will talk more and more about this type of columns. This is what we are going to call as derived columns guys. Total price is the column is not coming from the table guys. Total price is the column, we derived it as part of SQL query. In this result set you see that total price is the column. This is called derived columns. This derived column concept, derived columns and derived tables concepts will come as part of subqueries, and we'll discuss more and more at that time. So this is fine. So now here again we have a requirement, write a query to display the departments along with the matching employees, and make sure those employees salary should be greater than 15,000. Guys, first I am going to join that employees. First let's go ahead and join that employees department table, and I am going to take alias name as departments, join employees, and alias name is as employees, and based on the DID column values and the DEPD column values we are going to join these two tables. After joining these two tables, this is what the data guys, the join. So the joining of these two tables, DEPD table and employee table will produce these results. And I don't want all these records, sir. I want to see only the employees. After joining, I want to see only the employees whose salary is greater than 15,000. So now how do we do this? So we can simply use where clause. We know that where clause. Later we will address guys how to apply the conditions on the on predicate. All that will come. So for now we can follow the QLP as per QLP only. We are going to do this for now. Later we will do that. Okay. So eSal greater than 15,000. That's it. So now we use that where clause saying that take only the record whose salary is greater than 15,000. Okay, this is what it is. So we always use, this is good practice, use alias name from the employees table, take eSal. Employees is the alias name for the EMP table. Okay, this is fine. Let's execute this one guys. Now if we can execute this one, it will not display all these records, it will display only the records whose salary is greater than 15,000. See that now only these are the employees it is displayed. Total 7 employees is displayed because all these people's salaries are greater than 15,000. Okay, this is fine. So now let's keep on continue guys, understanding the requirements, and we'll do some more practice around here. And write a query to display the products along with their price make sure that base price should be greater than 100. But same SQL query guys, same product query only, same SQL query only, but I am going to add where clause saying that whose product price, base price, pp.base price greater than or equal to 100. Same SQL query we are going to use base price condition where clause whose pp.base price is greater than 100. There are no products guys greater than 100, that's what I know. Let's see that are there any products with the price greater than 100? Yeah, there are some. There are two products are there, 1000 and 2000 greater than 100. Let's see that. So now I want to display that. So this is all same guys. I don't want to continue, discuss these things again and again. So the requirement is saying that we need to display the product name, display the products, that means all the columns from the products table along with their price, and make sure the base price is. So here I am not talking about display a specific columns. Here I simply said display the products. That means I am going to display all the columns from products table and with their price. So from the product price display the price, all prices, base price, tax, transport charges. That's what this requirement. Let's see here. So this is what two tables, product and product price, and this is what the condition, product price dot price greater than 100. Product price or else PP guys. Either you say product price, this is not price, this is I have to say base price. I have to say base price column. Column name is base price. Base price is greater than 100. And specify the conditions in the where clause. We have to specify this condition in the where clause. And I am going to display all the columns from product table and all the columns from product price table. Specify these columns in a select clause. These columns in a select clause. Okay. Let's do this the same thing guys. So we already written. Why should I do this? We already have this, right? You see that pp.base price. This is only the one what we added. Okay. Let me add this saying that as that's it. And now it is anyway, this is simply I said start, so it is going to display all the columns from product table as well as all columns from product price table. Let's execute. And now it is showing up only three products, pens, bag and computer. These are only three products are having greater than 100 in their base price. Okay. So this is what guys, and also we can do that. So far we used a join keyword. Instead of this join, we can also specify inner join guys. We can also specify inner join. So instead of join, we can also use inner join keyword in the SQL queries. So now like this. This is what guys, join. So we have different types of joins. Will come one by one. Let's see this table guys. So let's understand how these SQL queries are going to execute. This is what we written, that base SQL query. What is a QLP guys here? From class and the select class. What is the outer table and inner table here? DEPT is the outer table, employee is the inner table. Okay, so if you whatever table we kept in the left side, that table is considered as outer table. The tables what we are going to keep it in the right side, those tables will be inner table. So now here, what this join operation is doing really? So that's what we need to know that. So the join operator, which is going to join DEPT table data and employee table data based on these two columns. That is fine. So the join operator will go to each and every record in outer table. What is outer table here? DEPT table. In a DEPT table, we have some records guys. 4 or 5 departments are there. Go to first department. Go to the first record in a DEPT table and then identify that record is matching with any records in a inner table or not. And then try to find the matches in inner table. If it is found any matches, then join those records. If no matches, if it is not found any matches, then ignore that record. Guys, you see that here? What we said, the join operator go to outer table. Outer table is DEPT table. Go to each and every record in outer table, that is DEPT table. Go to this record, first record, HR, and identify this is having any matches here. 100 to 100. Yes sir, it is having matches. 10 matches are there. Then join this record with all those 10 records like this. Matches are there. Then join with all these 10 records. How many matches are there? Join with each and every record, whichever it is matching. And then go to next record, 1003. 1003 is also having matches. Join that. 1004 is also having one record match. Join that. 100567, these three are not having any matches, then ignore these three records, guys. That means these three departments will not appear in the result because these three departments are not having any matches. Ignore that. And 1008 is having one match, then join that. So whichever the departments are having matches, only display those departments by joining those matching records from employee table. That's it, guys. This is what join results. After joining, we are displaying only from these join results. Take F name column from employee table, take D name column from BEPT table. That's what it is doing. Same thing. Okay. So now here similar way, guys, we are applying on top of this. We are applying the condition saying that salary should be greater than 1500. What is the QLP here? From class, where class, select class. From class, what it is doing? It is joining that BEPT data and employee data wherever it is matching. Those records will join. And then the where class will come. After this from class, where class will come. Where class, what it will do, guys? It will go to each and every record. Go to this record and then this record and then this record. Check it out whether the salary is greater than 15,000 or not. All these records salaries are not 15,000. Ignore that. So whichever record salaries are greater than 15,000, take only those records. You see that salaries are greater than 15,000. And select class is finally displaying only those records whichever is passed that from the where class. So we have different types of joins, guys. So today we saw that only join or inner join operations, it is going to display the matching records from the two tables. And next we are going to see outer joins, guys. That is on tomorrow's session. Left join, left outer join, right outer join, and full join, full outer join. Here we say that left join or else left outer join both are same. And right join, right outer join both are same. Full join, full outer join both are same. And then after we have cross join and then we have self join. So self join is a concept, guys, and we are going to understand what is the meaning of self join, how to do that, all that, what is the requirement to do the self joins. Okay. So this is all different types of joins, guys, and we are going to practice all these joins in detail and one by one. Okay. So this is fine. Let me walk you through the homework, and we have some homework, guys, on this join today for you. So we have some homework. I want you to do this homework, guys. So the homework is on, we are going to joining few tables. Here it is. Same tables we already used, but I want you to join the tables. Follow these questions, and I want you to do this homework. If you don't understand, please let me know, guys. I can help you to understand this question, or else I can give you the SQL query as well for these questions. But you have to practice it, guys. It's very, very important. I am expecting some more interview calls in this month. So I have got some heads up from the companies. So please start preparing well. Okay, I can. We will see that. Last week we had some interviews with some people. I don't have any update, guys, from that interview. Hope I will see. I will try to follow up with the HR today, and we'll see some updates. Okay, definitely there will be some updates. I think I'm not sure who are all attended that interview. I forwarded all your resumes, and they said the interviews scheduled last Friday for few people and last Monday, day before yesterday for some people. But I don't have any update from them. But I will follow up with them today, and I will give you the update. So what happened to that interview? Okay, guys. So this is what, guys, today we discussed that joins, and next session, guys, we are going to discussing outer joins. Okay, that is a continuation to the join operations. Thanks, guys.